Hi, my loves. How are we doing? All right. Sorry, I just had to take a few day break just to kind of, reboot and recharge a little bit. Okie dokie, but I'm back. So, I would just like to do another no contact reading. I know the last one I did, I said I was going to do one right after. I never got to it. So, it's going to be like a you versus them. What's going on with you versus what's going on with them. And then we'll go on from there. And again, like I always say, I go long and detailed for a reason. So, don't make anything I say fit. But if you're in no contact with somebody, this might be for you. Okay. So, I just want to see overall what is going on in your guys' energy right now. Oh, well, we're off to a great start. So I got liar. Be careful of someone sneaky. Cycles and open up your heart. Fate, karma, something ending but something beginning. I feel like for this collective, you're just at a space right, or just come to a space right now where you are literally trying to open up your heart to this person. I'm hearing you're working on forgiveness right now. Okay, so clearly this is a prominent detail. You clearly felt like someone lied to you, wasn't honest with you about something, was kind of sneaky around your energy, and that's why I'm saying this clearly shows a no contact. You could be a no contact from this person for a minute, definitely, because like I said, I think you're just now in the process of forgiving this person. Okay, and then sexuality, someone's still figuring themselves out. I feel like it's this collective. Like I said, I feel like now you're trying everything you can to open up your heart, or at least try to love again. You're not going to let someone make your heart cold or black again. Let's keep going. What's this cycle? Something ending but some beginning. Your guides are guiding this one right now. Lost one watches over you right now. I feel like for this collective, you kind of feel a little bit accomplished when it comes to this journey, at least being in separation with this person. Maybe your guides have been throwing you little signs like angel numbers, whatever the case is, kind of saying, good. Maybe you have cleared off some, cycles within yourself when it comes to this person that you've kind of learned to let go. There's some about this collective, maybe, experiencing a breakup right here with that open up your heart. So sign you were in some form of relationship with someone, but then I got confession right there. Yikes. Someone has something to tell you. Let me do one more for this liar. Nope, my screen went out. Okay, then I got earth sign. You or this person could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn right here. But with that liar and confession coming out, that means there were clearly some things hidden in the dark that need to come to light. I feel like with that someone still figuring themselves out, that's also your person too. It's like someone is trying to figure out the things say, but don't make this detail fit. I feel like you're trying to be, I guess, more forgiving when it comes to this person. Yeah, patience. You're trying to be patient. Like I said, clearly already with this energy, I don't know if it's so much part of me thinks that you kind of want this person back around, or at least fate is in the universe's hands when it comes to you and this person. Okay, so now let's break everything down to make sure this is really your reading. I want to break it down and see how are you directly feeling towards this person, and then let's see right here. Actually, crap, part of my tarot cards came out, and then I'll go on from there. So how's this collective feel towards their person at this very moment? Yikes. Okay, so I got backstab, happily single, fed up, and then rejected. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Clearly this person hurt you in the past, definitely emotionally, with that pain, cheating, deception, mind games, love bomb. I'm looking at that as more deception. You clearly know this person has been very sneaky, not been very honest with you about a few things, and maybe you were this collective that finally walked away from this person. Now, whether you initiated the breakup, or if whatever your guys' last form of contact is more what I'm getting, you could have said, we're done. You were literally fed up with the situation. I think this is kind of dwelling more towards the past. I felt like for this collective, there's a reason I said you feel accomplished when it comes to this person. You know, maybe you were that person for the longest time when it came to this person, that every time they would like message you, call you, come back in your life, knock on your door, whatever the case is, you would all get all giddy and happy. And now you're finally seeing the veil. You're seeing them for who they really are. You're seeing the situation for what it really is. Backstab. And shady, yeah, you looked at this person as very shady. I felt like this collective, you're kind of aware there are some things this person kept from you. Happily single. Why is my camera keep dimming out? And then there's that twin flames. No wonder. This is what I was feeling from the start. Like, you know, you're in the process of trying to forgive this person. There's a reason why. Because, like I said, don't make this detail fit. You truly feel like you and this person are connected somehow in some form in this universe. You shared a past life together. Regardless, though, I feel like this collective overall, I think you're doing okay. That's what I'm saying. You felt like accomplished. It got to the point, unfortunately, and I always say, you know, until you complete these lessons, the universe will always repeat the same lessons to you until you finally get it. That's where I was saying you could have been that collective. Every time they call you, text you, you would get all giddy and think it's union, or, you know, you even... if something was kind of bothering you inside about this person, you kind of blow it off because you just had your person. Whatever your last form of contact was, clearly this collective, you finally told this person to hit the road, essentially. But, you know, with the cycles of you feel like you're completing some lessons within yourself about trying to forgive this person, makes a little bit of sense. Fed up. Under pressure, anxiety, decisions, time's running out. Yeah, I heard you made a decision, rejected, and then spell love right there. You could have always felt like, you know, especially if you do label this person as your twin, as your counterpart, whatever the case is, you could have always felt like in the past that you were very much consumed about this person or because of this person. And that's where a cycle I felt like you completed was not... in the nice way, get too obsessive over them or not too worried about what they're doing. If anything, I felt like you've set boundaries within yourself. You could have been also that collective that checked on their socials 24/7. I'm not seeing too much of that anymore. You're kind of letting this person be. Don't make it fit. If you're, you know, in the nice way, if you're kind of full of anxiety and want to know what they're doing every second of the day, this reading's not for you. I feel like this collective, again, I think the moral of this is you're accepting this person for how they are. Or not accepting, I'm sorry, but you're seeing how they truly are. You're seeing the true colors out of them. Shady, let's do a few more. Yeah, left you hanging. No closure, no contact, left on red. I feel like for this collective, anytime you try to get certain truths out of this person would either deny it, or I'm kind of getting a ghosting situation would kind of leave you on red. You would really get not too much out of them. My way, selfish, stubborn, arrogant, pride, and ego. Let me do a couple more. Oh, or three. Oh, yeah, ghosted. That's what I'm saying. I felt like maybe this person just disappeared on your guys' last form of contact right there. And then I got popped the question. And then fairy tale. That's what I'm saying. You cut the crap. You are not dwelling over this anymore. When are they going to come through? When is union? You're seeing the veil. You're seeing the masks. And I always say, especially I've seen this a lot, unfortunately, when people hear the label twin flames or they know they're in a twin flame connection. That's why separation takes longer than what it should be, because of this label. It's like you're supposed to accept this person for how they are. This collective, no, you're not. Everything here is you're fed up with it. You're not. I don't think, like, say, you've given up on the twin flame journey, because, again, I think you're more focused on yourself. You're completing cycles that are going on within you right now. But clearly, I feel like it just shows right here you both have had nothing but bad communication in the past. I felt like anytime, again, this collective would try to get some out of this person, they wouldn't budge. But I feel like this collective, you know, because, again, you got confession. I feel like you know this person has to come out one way or another and air out their dirty laundry, essentially, that has been going on behind your back. But I feel like this is you right here, very detached right there with that ghosted. I feel like it's this collective right here. Like I said, yes, you're still looking, you know, you are on the twin flame journey. I think you're more fixated on yourself. I think you're kind of in this epitome of I could care less what my person's up to, not my monkey, not my circus. That's kind of the